I would like to ask you about the elephant in the room, which is a conversation you've had a number of different ways, and you talked about it eloquently today, and I thought in pretty blunt terms today. I think that a lot of women around the country right now feel differently about you dropping out. Whether or not they were supporting you specifically for president, you leaving the race feels different. If Hillary Clinton can't win when she gets the nomination, and then you can't get the nomination, and neither can Kamala Harris, and neither can Amy Klobuchar, and neither can Kirsten Gillibrand. I mean, I think part of what's going on today is that women around the country are like, okay, honestly, you know, if it's not going to be any of them, let's get real. Is it just that it can't be any woman ever? Are we just going to run, you know, white men in their late 70s against each other, both parties, and that's all we can agree to do? I think there's a feeling that your campaign ending is very specific to you, and it also feels a little bit like a death knell in terms of the prospects of having a woman for president in our lifetimes.
Oh God, please no. That can't be right.
I mean, what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. This cannot be the right answer. And part of the way I know it is not the right answer is that I walked through my headquarters today and I saw all those strong, powerful women. I saw all those women who said, thank you for standing up to Michael Bloomberg. I saw all those women who said, thank you for being smart and making that okay. Thank you for talking over men sometimes, because I'm just damn tired of always having it go the other way. It's one of the hardest parts about this. All those pinky promises, all those little girls, we're going to do this. It's just going to be a little longer before we're able to have a woman in the White House. But it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen soon. It just, look, here's how I see this. You get in this fight, you know when you go into it. There were multiple people who just said, this will be part of the problem. But you get in the fight because you just got to keep beating at it until you finally break the thing. We'll know that we can have a woman in the White House when we finally elect a woman to the White House, right? That's what it's going to take.
I will tell. I'm 46. I am professional. I live in New England. I have an advanced degree. Like you have a lot of people of a lot of different stripe support you around the country, but like I'm your stripe. Like my marching order is your bullseye, and as such, and I recognize all the specificity of that, and I don't mean to be reductive about it, but as such, I have been hearing all day today from people who I know in my personal life, people I know in professional capacity, women who are just bereft.
I know.
I mean, people telling me they can't get off the couch.
I know.
And this is not people who are working on your campaign or people who are particularly involved in politics, but there is something about your fight and your qualifications. And your qualifications, indeed, compared to the people who are still in, that does feel, it was inspiring, and now it feels crushing. And I think you are embodying that too, because I saw the emotion today in making an announcement, talking about those pinky swears. It's just more work is the only answer, right?
It is the only answer. And it's that we can't lose hope over this.
Yeah.
You know, we can't lose hope, because the only way we make change is we get back up tomorrow and we get back in the fight. We persist.
Yeah.
That is how we make change. And it feels like we're never going to make change until we make change. We were never going to elect a Catholic until we elected a Catholic. We were never going to elect a black man until we elected a black man. And we're never going to elect a woman until we elect a woman. So we're just going to stay in this.